Alright, what's up, bonevoid? Play this game like a dog, but I don't want to know what else I could have done to bring it back after that from the start. I think I have mental block for this matchup. Really, I actually love this matchup. Because you just go Q evolve and you just spam Q on him. I mean, in this season, I've basically been only going Dark Harvest. Sometime First Strike. But in this matchup, maybe I would go back to Conquer. But actually, no, they're all squishy except for Hecarim, so I'd probably still go Dark Harvest. But it's fine. Let's look what happened. Obviously, we full cleared early game like normal. See him, just leave instantly. You in this matchup level 6, pre-6, you never win unless you have Conquer and you like to jump on him. But otherwise, you never win. So yeah, just leave and I guess go to top grab. But you realize you can't because what's happening. So you base it now. It's fine. Obviously, our preference is to base on Dirk, but it's chill to base. Not really in your control in this situation. Okay, full clear down again. And yeah, we good pings. If we're on ground, he's probably on Krugs because we both cleared down, so good pings. We go to counter bot gank. Looks like your bot lane played too aggressively. By the time we get here, I think just have to call it. It's sad, but obviously, like if I was you, I'd be like really, really mad at my bot lane. Like I'd be fucking pissed. Like why the fuck do you guys fight? I was almost there. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? But I think this is not gonna make it any better. Hecarim getting one kill is one thing. Hecarim getting like a double kill or triple kill or kill plus 2 assists is a completely different thing, right? I think the sad thing here is if you actually just like ignore the jinx and full focus Hecarim, like here you just E auto QW the Hecarim, right? You start hitting him right now. Look, I think he would have died here because imagine you would have got 2 extra autos off on him because you'd be hitting him so much earlier, right? And you would have kept your flash. So you could kill this guy and then flash away from Jinx. And then it's actually just a 1-for-1, which you're completely fine with. So I think either don't go for this at all or just focus the Hecarim, right? It's obviously a terrible start now. Before I think you guys were even. I didn't think the double crab mattered at all. But now he gets a double kill, and now it matters a lot, right? Because if you went for the 1-for-1, that's one thing. Or if you just insta base and then fight here, then you'd guarantee to get this crab. And obviously, this is the first crab since level 1 crab, so this crab is actually a real camp, not like a fake crab camp. And then obviously, you're still going to be 6 at a human time. You get 6 after red, but now you have to get 6 after Krugs, which obviously slows down your clear. Blah blah blah. Now you're both clearing down, so he's there while you're here. Makes sense. Here, where there's no way you're fighting this dragon. I know you're pinging for it, but their general stronger, their boss stronger. In my head, I'm always, I guess here you're like, oh, their general got shrunk. That's why I want to pull dragon here. But normally, I guess, okay, it makes sense off your logic. But normally, I would always be under the impression I'm giving dragon and just doing Gromp blue into grubs and just trading. But since Hecarim got chunked, I guess we could dragon. But since then, Akali trolled. Hecarim gets another double kill. And now we're Operation Trade again. Actually, this is creative. Let me watch this. Really bad camera control. Overshot your E. Let's watch this. Auto. I mean, yeah, this guy should just add auto Q. Save your E. And here, before invising, you should always. I talked to you about this last, I think, is you or someone else, but you should always do damage before invising. So here, before invising, you should do W, auto Q again, right? And then go invis, and then come out invis, and then you're gonna auto Q again, and this guy would die. This guy, the extra Q before invis would have killed this guy. See, because this last Q literally would have killed him. So I think this is still, and then obviously if you get that shutdown, even if you die afterwards, I think it's completely worth. So I think this was still playable. I think either Operation Operation A, do what you did, but then play it mechanically better. Operation B, just trade all of this and just go do top crab and grubs on spawn, right? I think both are fine. I think this is a bit more proactive in a good way, but you have to play it mechanically right. Also you'd also have technically E damage on this guy. Not only would it be Q, you also get an extra E, which obviously you'd get that before the Lux W reach, and then obviously the Q plus E 100% kills. There's no E. You don't think so? Also, these mistakes compound because if we got that top grab, let's say we never went for that bot play, and we got the top grab, then this Morgana kill would give us level 7, right? And then again, then there's no chance you would lose this with level 7. So you know, all these things compound. But you already said the early game was bad, so I'm not gonna focus too much on this. You open here. He's there, so you're gonna solo dragon. Makes sense. You play for his respawning raptors because he's probably on his grump. It looks like he skipped his wolf to be here on time. Was honestly just fine for us. Now we just go to okay. There's no way this guy catches you. I would ult here and go on Lux, by the way. But I'm kind of like a psycho. I just assume I'm not gonna outrun a Hecarim, and obviously he's doing this, so he's gonna E calling no matter what. So here, right before he gets in auto range, I'd ult. So right, like wait. So like, imagine you're still like here right now. This is still not his E range. His E range is like here, and now I would ult, right? And then I would like walk and then auto Q this Lux, maybe then like E away, and then thankfully I could ult back into Lux and like flash auto Q again the Lux. Maybe, hopefully, I feel like if you're a true context player, you can visualize what I'm saying. If you can't, that's fine. You could just say the like. Also, if you're gonna play the defensive line, you don't want to go for anything aggressive. You just want to live. You don't need a flash and ult this. You could just do one of them. Either flash this to ult, or just ult, tank it, but then he can't auto you because you're invis, and then when you come out of your invis, you'll just invis again to the last planet, either like this way, or like this over the wall. Right? I think ulting and flashing the Secrum is crazy to me. And E, you literally use ult, flash, and E from one Hecarim ult. You can't use 3 gap closers for one of his gap closers. That's like insane. You end up going to look afterwards, but I think this could have been done way earlier, and you'd be able to save your flash, and you'd also be higher HP, and I think you'd kill the Hecarim. So I think this is still super outplayable as well. I just because again you're up down 2 levels and down item, and this matchup is still so good. Look how much damage you're doing with your Qs. You're literally shredding this guy with your Qs. So I think this is also hopefully you could visualize what I'm saying. But all these small things matter because here you would live, or even if you died, it's fine. But you'd kill Hecarim with you, get 800 go shutdown. 800 go shutdown is Umbral plus a full-on Dirk afterwards, which is like being able to buy Umbral plus another Dirk, and you can be level 8 obviously off the Hecarim kill. You're actually so with Umbral plus another Dirk or Brutalizer if you're going Bastion. Now with Umbral plus Dirk, you can literally one-shot any of these guys because that's just what it means to be level 8 Ka versus 3 squishies, all mobile plus with double lethality at the 10-minute mark, right? So I think these kills are really big deals. I think this is the second time you killed Hecarim, and this is actually a god Kha'Zix team in the sense that they have 4 squishy champs that are all basically all immobile. So you could as long as you don't get super stunned, you could eat really good. So yeah. Unless I'm wrong, your Gromp, yeah, your Krug Raptors are still synced with his Krug Raptors, right? From tracking. Here he didn't do Gromp. He just so here. Okay, yeah. So okay, yeah. Your Krug Raptors are up, so he's doing Krug Raptors right now. He's doing his Gromp Bulls right now. That's he goes up here. You die, and now okay, yeah. And now he went from below. So his Gromp wasn't up right now. So because after all that, he respawned, he recalled, he recalled, and then he went to his Krugs. He had 2 options: do like this, or do like this. He did this. So his Gromp Wolves are up right now. So depending on what happens, you could go to his Gromp Wolves potentially. Yeah, you see him walking right, you should just instantly walk left and just go to the Omega trade line. Because before, I think you were able to fight him. Now it's like it's a lot of shit has changed. Here, I think you'd even skip your Raptors and just run to his ground potentially. Actually, it's just fine. You don't have to do that. Technically, you just fuck it. I'll just full clear. I'll just do my wolves and ground. It's fine. It's safe. It's safer. Ignore what I just said. This is fine. Okay. Recall again into red. Just be where he doesn't invade you. Good, you're doing this safely. Good job. You're thinking about it. Scans are all down, but you have nothing else better to do, so I don't really mind checking. Technically, there's a way to know this, but I don't mind. Nothing sees you because you have Umbral. Akali went too early, so you're forced to go. Sadly, normally you'd like to wait longer, but it's not your fault. That's Akali's fault. You were forced to go in because Akali went in with her W, and then you're forced to die for some reason. Not your fault. Normally, if she slowed down, this guy would still be here right now, and then you wouldn't have to E. You could just walk up auto Q. So I call it you here. Actually, not your fault at all. You never die if that didn't happen. So it's Kali's fault. You're fine. I basically go alt evolve level 11 in every single game I play. So when I say this, like you can take this with a grain of salt. But with how fed Hecarim is, you could go W evolve level 11 just to cuck him. That's another reason why I always thought Kha'Zix counters Hecarim, because his entire champ revolves on movement speed, and obviously W slows, so you can slow Hecarim. You're just taking away his entire champ's identity and taking away his AD. But again, you can make an argument to go R evolve and still, and just completely ignore Hecarim and just go play to kill the squishies. But I do think it's also not a bad game for that, just because they do like Morgana technically. Um, so they do have, that's a really annoying one of the, like, there's Karma W and like Morgana ult. Those are like one of the most annoying things for Kha'Zix ult in the game, right? So it's an idea. I think again you could go ult evolve and just play to kill Lux and Corki and stuff, but it's just an idea. Get a kill. Oh, you actually did go W evolve. Okay, I'm glad you're thinking about it. Again, Loki, I'd probably still go ult just because I think Kha'Zix is so pure right now that you could be like 0-10. As long as you complete your second item spike, which you're about to do, you're still always able to one-shot their squishies. But I think again I completely agree that W evolve is strong into Hecarim, and you are so behind that it's good to be more utility based. At this point in the game, I'm thinking you should just be farming this Corki on side lane. Like you should ignore Hecarim fully, and right now just go, all right, sick. Corki's just dead on side. How does Corki ever survive on side lane when he walks up and gets Malphite ulted or Malphite queued, and or you just show from behind and just auto W, go into invis, auto W. You know what I mean? So I think this is operation. I think once you have like a stronger spike, or you have all your teammates like four manning Hecarim, then we could be playing for like the 1K shutdown. But I don't think we're at that point yet, where we could be playing. Like I think if we had like Swain and Leona here are like spamming Hecarim on side, and we're like four manning him, okay, sure, I believe we could actually kill him. But if we're not four manning him, where it's just a 2 or 3 man, I'm not going anywhere near the Hecarim. And here, obviously, you're literally clicking towards him, right? You're clicking into the side of the map that he's on too. So I think here I'll just play the. Imagine here you just sat this blue bush, and Corky right now is walking by you. You're not one-shotting him, but you can do like auto Q, auto Q, ult, and I think second or third Q will kill him. Because otherwise we're just grouping, and we're just fucking useless in this type of thing. You have to play for silence. You have to format Hecarim on A in the jungle, or B just play to get picks on Corky or on their Lux on side lane. This is the last thing you want to do, literally ever. Ugh. You have so much money. I got a base for the dragon. If you want to fight this dragon, then just base right after blue. Don't do wolves. Because like here, no matter what you want, you have it. If you want Grudge Third, you have Lost Whisper, which is Lost Whisper is a big spike. If you're going another lethality item, you have that. Dirk's 300, so you have Dirk, and then you have 100 left over, which is either not Tunneler, but it's a Warhammer. I don't know what you're building with Dirk, but if you're going Bastion, you have Brutalizer right now. It's 1337. Last Whisper, you have, if you want going edge, you have Dirk plus tier 2s or Dirk plus a longsword. Like no matter what you're going, you should have something good. You have Last Whisper or Dirk or Blue Ezra. You have one of those three in your inventory no matter what. I think all three of those are actual strong spikes in themselves. So I would never show up to this fight. You're already weak, but showing to this fight with this much money. One comparison I always like to say is a kill is 300 gold, right? You have 5 kills, so that's 1500 gold, right? 300 times 5. Even you could do that math. Right? And you have exactly 1500 gold in your inventory. So you're not 5-5 in this fight. You are 0-5-1 in this team fight, realistically. That's your real KDA. That's an analogy I always like to say because that really puts in perspective how strong or weak you are for this fight. I'm not saying don't fight here. I think this fight looks fine. I'm just saying literally just smite this blue, like Q, and smite Zed right now, and insta base. It takes 8 seconds to base. It takes literally with home guards now. It takes like 10 seconds to run here. I'll even round up and say like 12 or something. You'll be here in 20 seconds. Right now it's 19:51, so you'll be here at 20:01. Right? That's actually no 20. Sorry, 20:11. Right? When does this fight start? Right now, this fight starts at right now. Look, Malphite ulted in. Look at the time step. It's 2011 exactly. Right? You'd be like, let's say here right now, walking in with either your Dirk or your Burlize or your Lossless Rare. So this timing actually barely works, but it does work. And obviously, it looks like your strength didn't matter for this fight, but that's just pure luck. We never knew. That just you got lucky. You look like your fucking teammates like Omega smurfed the fight, right? Well, you're going mortal or Doms, really? That's like very incorrect. That's very like the actual passive from Lord Doms is only worth it for the tank. So when you go Lord Doms, you're basically only going that to kill Hecarim. It's the Lord Doms passive is never applying to the other four. And if you're like, oh, I only want to kill Hecarim. I mean, I guess like you could do two builds. You do Operation A. I'm gonna ignore Hecarim and play for the other to kill the other four. Operation B. I'm gonna ignore the other four and just play to kill Hecarim. Technically, both are playable. I think the one where you ignore Hecarim and play to kill other ones are just way easier for you, personally. You can also make an argument that Grudge is actually better at killing than Lord Doms because you'll get more Qs off, and like potentially just getting like two more Qs off is going to be more damage than Lord Dom passive ever would be. That would make sense because the extra ability haste, right? And again, the extra slow as well, which also counters Hecarim. So I think this is creative. I'm not saying it's terrible, but the trainer logic I'm using, I think it's better if you're gonna go, Last Whisper just go Grudge, or you could just skip Last Whisper entirely and just go another Lethal item and just play to ignore Hecarim and kill the squishies. I think you have to ignore the second. I think, and again, I think until you have your Grudge or Last Whisper, you can play like Q him and W and be annoying. But also, if you're gonna be annoying, you want to lead him away from your team. You want to ult him this way. Now you're forced to, okay, do I go for them or do I chase the Kha'Zix? So right now, he gets to do both. He could go towards your teammates and he can chase the Kha'Zix, right? If you play downwards, at least maybe like you're still forcing him to, play here, chase your team, but here he's chasing you, and he's fighting against your team. You want to make him choose one or the other. If he chooses you, then your team gets to fight without Hecarim in the fight, which should be winning for them. And if he chooses your team, then you don't get chunked to one. But here you got chunked to one, and he still got to join the fight. So it's like a double negative. I think you kiting left is really, really bad there. I'd love to imagine if you had a Dirk over Last Whisper, this guy dies. Or a Dirk or an extra longsword over a useless fucking cloak, this guy dies, right? And then you don't get queued and then you live. So, yep. Okay, you invite him. I highly doubt that this is actually going to help you kill Hecarim, but we'll see. Okay, patient. Not a good fight. I don't mind it. Well played fight. Again, you should not be avoiding this Hecarim since you have Lord Doms. I think you could be taking this way more aggressively. Nice, yeah, you killed him. Good job. I mean, again, this matchup's so good. You have items for him. Nice. Good fight. I was happy with that fight. Nice and patient. I definitely would want to farm till 16 if I was you now. Nice, you got 16. I'd probably go E evolve at this point. I think. Just me. I think it would probably be a 5-minute rant to explain why. I just think it's more suited for this late game. I think now, like for example, instead of doing a 5-minute rant, I'll just explain with just showing one illustration that you should be instantly understand. I'll just replay this, and you should understand if you're why evolve's better this late in the game. And that's gonna be every team fight. Every team fight is gonna be E in combo flash out. But if you had E evolve, you could E in instead of flashing out. Stay here one more time invis, give one more auto Q off, get kill, and then just E back out or then E this way, right? But now, but with ult instead, like you're forced to do E in, flash out, or it's just so much more messy. Like again, I go ulti level 11 really like every game, so I understand how OP ult is. But I think when you don't go level 11, I'm not saying you never go it then, but I think in this case, it's again like this is a perfect example. Imagine here you killed him. You don't need ulti evolve to kill this guy, right? Yeah, it didn't even do anything because he literally saw you have this way. And then you'd kill this guy, and then you would just now you'd have E, and now you just E out, right? But you don't have E, so you die. If you had E out, you literally E out here, you live, or here, right, or downward technically. So I think this is actually evolves a big deal here because you die here, don't you? Yeah. I think you'd be able to live. Here you're like, oh, I'm gonna die anyways, I'll suicide. That's your mentality, right? But I think here you'd be able to live, and maybe if you were over the wall here, you get your E back up, and then you'd be able to E, Q, E again, double jump, triple. You could do some crazy. I actually see this as a. If you are alive here and not dead, I see this as actually a triple kill or quadra kill into Baron until you're back in the game or you won the game. Bangle. I think if you're a human Cosmic player, I want you to imagine you're somewhere here with Evil with and like half HP. I think this is so fucking playable. So playable. So yeah, I think super winnable fight or game. Bad evolve. Oh, you just ran into Lexi. I understand like the idea, but yeah, I just can't do it. I think I would go for this as well, same as you, the exact same thing. I would go for this and click backwards, literally immediately click backwards, and it's still not too late. And they still, if you can make it through the bush without being seen, you swap this, so they still know you're here. So potentially you could ult back and look whoever's here, the next person that walks from base, right? Or you could ult again into this bush once they bring this fight over here. You know what I mean? And they get Baron. I assume the game's over. Or what? Yeah, you just die again. And then you have to go for flanking at this point. Like, I'm never running at this guy. I'm walking this way, going this way, eating over this wall potentially. I'm never just running into this fucking hacker, bro. Even with Lord Doms, that doesn't matter. I mean, does Lord Doms look like it matter here? Also, I think having opportunity over Edge fourth is a bit nuts. But that it doesn't matter. But yeah, now the game's over. So I think the game was definitely obviously the early game was preventable, but even after that, I think the game was still super winnable. Just a lot of small decision making and cosmic mechanics and talking about the evolve as well. But yeah, if you have any questions, just message me on Discord as always. Right hand side chat jungle. Hopefully that's helpful. Bye bye.